Imagine discovering a hidden apartment beneath your kitchen. Identical to yours, food still warm on the table, a cup of hot coffee, and photos of you taken in private situations. This was the time where I realized I wasn't living alone. I'd been living in this old house for 6 quiet months. My kitchen was my favorite spot. White cabinets, black marble counters, and a small wooden table where I always ate dinner alone. One morning my spoon fell and rolled toward the corner cabinet. I leaned down and I saw a little light coming out of a tiny gap. I pulled the cabinet panel, expecting maybe old pipes or dust, because I never noticed that gap. But instead, I found a perfectly hidden trapdoor, old one full of gaps. My floor was hitting them. Out of curiosity, I decided to discover it. My landlord never mentioned a basement, so why not? When I opened the door, a cold air hit my face so sharply that my eyes watered. I grabbed a flashlight and climbed down the metal ladder. Every step echoed into the darkness. At the bottom, I froze. It wasn't a basement. It was an apartment. The same size as mine, the same layout, but the colors were reversed. Where my kitchen had white cabinets, the ones down here were black. My black marble counters, down here they were white. Even the sofa and the curtains. Everything was my apartment, but inverted like a photo negative. And then I noticed something that sent electricity through my spine. The table was set. A plate of food, what looked like half-eaten pasta, sat there as if someone got up mid-meal. A glass cup with water beads sliding down the sides, still fresh. A fork lying on a napkin, slightly bent. And the chair, pushed back like someone stood up very quickly. I didn't breathe. I didn't move. I felt watched. In the corner, there was an old cardboard box. I opened it. Inside were pictures of me. Not selfies, not social media photos. These were taken from inside my house. Me eating, me sleeping on the couch, me brushing my teeth, me reading emails, me cooking. Someone had been watching me, documenting me, from angles inside my home. I don't remember dropping the box, but I remember hearing the photos scatter across the floor. A small bookshelf stood against the far wall. It looked too new compared to everything else. I pushed it. It slid open. Behind it, a tiny room, bare, cold, and empty except for a mattress and a small table. And on the table, a children's picture book. Every page was blank except the last one. One shaky sentence. Don't trust the man upstairs. I called the police immediately. A full team came. Forensic unit, investigators, the whole thing. They searched every corner of the underground apartment. They found no fingerprints, no footprints, no ADN, no hair, no trace of a human being. The food had no biological residue. The cup had zero prints. It was like someone had wiped the place clean, or was never there. The investigators started doubting me. One officer actually asked, "Have you been under psychological stress lately?" Before I knew it, they ordered evaluations. I spent weeks doing psychological tests, memory, perception, stress, hallucination assessments. They checked my medications, my sleep patterns, my work hours. They wanted to know if I was making the entire underground space. When they reopened the trap door for the final inspection, the underground apartment was still there, but the table was empty. The food was gone. The cup was gone. The box with my photos, gone. Everything was spotless, except for one thing. On the middle of the floor was a fresh photo, a photo of me, standing in the kitchen. From the moment I discovered the trapdoor, someone had taken it from below, and whoever or whatever lives there knew I was coming. That was the moment I completely broke. I started therapy every week for months. My therapist said trauma can play tricks on the mind, but even she admitted that the photo couldn't be explained. I moved out of that apartment within 2 days. I didn't take anything except clothes and documents. I left the furniture, the curtains, everything. I needed a new start, somewhere with light, noise, neighbors, not silence.